tell your parents to use some cough drops, the fruity kind, not the mint kind, because basic training candy is cough drops. Ask anybody. This sounds dumb, but the candy in basic training is cough drops.
We gon' turn all the way up when the lights down. Why you too good, Miss Lady? Go on, put that booty up, baby, when I want, you know I'm a go.
What's up, everybody? It's your girl Shania. Welcome back to my channel. If you're a new viewer, like, comment, and subscribe. And if you're a returning viewer, what's hitting me? Okay. So for this video, I thought it'd be a really cool idea to do kind of like a basic training tips, insight, a little bit of story, you know, because I know when I was deciding whether or not I wanted to join the army, I would always YouTube videos like, okay, so what's basic training like, you know? So I thought it'd be a cool idea for me to just make a little video, just letting you guys know what to expect when you go to basic training, the process and everything like that. So without further ado, I'ma get into my Before you go to basic training, get addresses, like your friend's address, especially your mom and your daddy address, your grandma, your grandpa, because mail time brought me through basic training. There were countless times, I swear it was on time, I was depressed, I was sad, and I got a letter from my mama, my daddy, and my friends, and it uplifted me to a whole nother high. Like, you really need that. And if you don't get mail, you're just gonna be sad, looking like a little puppy, because you feel like don't nobody care about you. They can send you like snacks that are, well, not really snacks, I lied. Basic training, tell your parents to use some cough drops, the fruity kind, not the mint kind, because basic training candy is cough drops. Ask anybody. This sounds dumb, but the candy in basic training is cough drops. You gotta be there to understand what I'm saying. But make sure you get someone to write you while you are in basic training, because it helps a lot. Yeah. Okay, so basically, I joined the army. Well, I swore in October of 2015. I didn't leave for basic training until June of 2016. So I've been in the army now for almost 2 years. So when I left for basic training on June 14th, I initially went to reception. So reception is basically, I wouldn't say you're in holding, but you kind of are in holding before you go to basic training. So it might be up to 4 to 7 days you're there, and you're basically getting your military gear. You get your military ID. They do some they might do some medical stuff if you need it. They help you with your finances. Make sure they have the information so you can get paid, because you don't want to be doing all this stuff and not getting paid. But yeah, so after you go to reception, also they're figuring out what unit and what company and platoon and everything you're gonna be in too. So after that process, you go to you get on this bus. Let me tell y'all, when I got on the bus, this drill sergeant was yelling at us, talking about, put your head in your laundry bag.
Excuse me?
They're talking about, put your head in your laundry bag. So I'm guessing they just don't want us to see exactly where we're going. So me being the person I am, I'm not gonna just go with nobody and not know where they're taking me. So I have my head in my laundry bag, but I'm peeping out the side of my laundry bag. Anyways, so you get on the bus, they take you to the unit you're going to. I was in Echo Company 334, Fort Jackson is where I went. And so you get off the bus and they have you run into the PT field or whatever, and basically you just get shark attack. You know, the drill sergeants are yelling in your face, trying to scare you, blah, blah, blah. But for me, bro, my daddy yelled worse than that when I got in trouble. So I wasn't tripping, like I wasn't scared, you know. I was just like, okay, plus I've been in ROTC all this time, so I'm just like, eh. After that, you get put into the platoon you're in, you meet your drill sergeant. I had a female drill sergeant. I'm letting you guys know right now, if you have a female drill sergeant, a female senior drill sergeant, I do not know why, but female drill sergeants are the pettiest people in the world. If my drill sergeant ever sees this, I'm sorry, but she was petty. Like, they are so petty. Like, I don't know why. They have to prove themselves to the males. I don't know. They're just real petty. Anyway, so you meet your drill sergeant, the people in your platoon or whatnot, and basic training is broken down into red phase, white phase, blue phase. So of course your red phase is going to be the strictest phase that you're in, because you're just coming in, you don't know nothing. So basically in red phase you are learning your the Army song, you're learning your rank, you're learning some things about land nav, but you're really learning the information. You're learning your basics in red phase, and in every phase you have to test out of it. So if you don't test out in red phase, you can't go to white phase. So you test out on your Army knowledge, you test out on how fast you can put on your gas mask within a certain period. You have to be able to do some type of land nav. You have to know, it's a lot. And in red phase, you do your first PT test. So your first PT test is always a 1-1-1, basically like you can do in 1 minute, how many sit-ups you can do in 1 minute, and how long it takes you to do your 1 mile run. And I think when you are in your white phase, that's when you do your first your red phase, I'm sorry. You do your first ruck march in your red phase, and it's 5 miles. So you have to carry your rucksack, you walk, and you have to hold your weapon. So after you leave your red phase, you go on to your white phase. So in white phase, your drill sergeant's starting to loosen up a little bit. They let off the reins. That's when you start calling your cadences, or your drill sergeant really starts calling cadences. It's when you start really going to the range and shooting your weapon, training for that. You have to before you can really, when you go to the range, the first thing you do is you group. Once you get your grouping down, which is basically you shoot, you hit the same spot close together. You hit in the same spot, or it's in the same range of the same spot. And once you do your grouping, that's when your drill sergeants come and they do your ups and your downs until they start getting you the right, they align you right, and then you have to zero. And once you zero your weapon, it's basically hitting center mass. And once you do that, you guys will go to the range literally like every single day. Every single day is when y'all will go to the range. And then you have to qualify on your weapon. And for all you guys who don't know, we're shooting on M16s. That's what we had. You have to get expert. You have to get a 40 out of 40. I'm a sharpshooter, which means I only shot 32 out of 40. So try me if you want. Just kidding. I'm not gonna hurt y'all. But yeah, you do that. Y'all, oh my god, I can tell you, like, we were in the range. Y'all know how back in the day when y'all be in elementary school and somebody had a snack you wanted and you was just like, oh, I'll trade you my beef jerky for your crackers. It is the same thing in the Army. You are in the range. I'm telling you, there's countless times I was at the range and we were eating our MREs and you hear somebody yell across like the little circle we had to say, hey, anybody got some peanut butter? I got some crackers and I want some peanut butter. And you hear everybody like, yeah, I'll give you my milkshake, or I'll give you blah blah blah. It's funny. Like, I got countless memories from basic training. And you do your FTX, your first FTX in your white phase. It was only 1 night and 2 days for us. So we had to march to our site. We had to set up everything. You did a lot of training when you went to when you were actually doing your FTX. So if y'all don't know what an FTX is, it's not, you'll hear your parents, they're in the Army, say, I'm going to the field. That's basically what you're doing. You're going to the field. But when we were in it, we learned the certain formations that the Army does when they go to attack, or if they're scouting out the area. We learned what the low crawling, high crawl, what else? I'm sorry, this is literally a year ago. I'm trying to think. Yeah, you did that, and then you learned your the salute call you do for if there's like an emergency situation and the enemy's coming towards you. That's how you call it in, blah 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 blah. Yeah, and then after your you do a PT test in your white phase, but it's your 2-2-2. So the same thing you did for red phase, you do for white phase, except for it's 2 minutes and 2 miles. And literally, if you put in the work, you will get the results. So I'll tell you, when I did my first PT test, I did completely horrible. But every time I took a PT test, I saw myself progress. And by the time I was in AIT, I was busting it, y'all. I was doing 52 push-ups in 2 minutes. I was doing 70 sit-ups in 2 minutes, and I was doing a 16-minute 2-mile run, which is not the best, but it's better than where I was at and I was ever at. So if you put in the work, for my females out there, just don't be that female. Like, don't just do the bare minimum because you just want to pass it. Like, females already have a disadvantage in the Army because we're females, and males automatically think, oh, the Army's for men. So we already have an advantage because as far as doing our sit-ups, our hip span is a little bit wider, so we have more ground to cover and it's easier for us to push up. if you can't do anything else, you can't really shoot your weapon that good, do exceed in your physical activities, because you're able to. Don't be that female just to do the bare minimum, trying to be cute, No, you're there for a career, either to better yourself or just to pay for school. Whatever your reason may be, don't just settle for the bare minimum. That's all I can tell you. If you're going to do anything, females exceed in physical fitness. And then that's what you got on the men. Back to what I was saying. Yeah, so you do your second PT test in there. And then after you are done with white phase, you go on to your blue phase. And in blue phase, really, that is like your last 2 weeks of basic training. At this point, your drill sergeants, they know you. They're a little bit more open to, if you want to ask them a little bit more personal questions, not too much getting into their business, but as far as like, okay, what made you want to join the Army? That's when those questions you're able to ask, because they know you on a different level. So you're in blue phase, the reins are like off, not all the way, but y'all have a little bit more leniency, but there's people are always coming into basic training, so you kind of set the example. They expect you to act a certain way because you've been there longer than everybody else and you know more than everyone else. With anything, with time comes more experience, more what's what I'm trying to look for? It just comes more leniency. There you go. So in blue phase, you do your last ruck march, and that's towards the end. Let me come back to that later. So I remember we did American weapons. I think that's what it's called. We got to shoot like machine guns. It was the best thing I ever did in my life. We got shot to use like the little gun grenade thingy, bobber jiggers. We actually threw live hand grenades in blue phase. That was the best experience I can ever say. Like, I'm going off on a rant here, but the Army, if for anybody, if you feel like you want to do whatever you want to do, live your life, if anything, let the Army not be your last resort, but a resort you always know you can come to, because the Army lets you do so many things that you would never be able to do in the civilian world. I've done countless things I never thought I would do that I'm doing now because I have to do, because it's a part of training, because I am in the Army. So if anything, I would not say cancel it out. It's always an option. The Army is always going to need people. So if you want to go do your career and that doesn't work out for you, the Army is always there, and it's great benefits and it's great everything. Back to what I was saying. I got to do throw a live hand grenade. Boy, I was scared out my mind. We did this thing called Nick at Night, and basically it's like a simulated war type thing, and you have to low crawl under barbed wires while there's live rounds shooting over your head, and you have to get done with that within a certain period of time, or you have to do it again, because you have to have that to graduate basic training. Like, there's certain things you have to do in basic training that are required training that you have to do, and if you don't do it, you don't pass, or you miss it for some reason, you're gonna stay there until you get it done. So we did that. We did our last FTX in there. We were there for 3 nights and 4 days, I believe, and that's when like our drill sergeants went ham on us. Like, they were acting as if they were the enemy. We had to pull security in our foxhole like 24/7. Like, you couldn't go to sleep. You had to stay up. That is when, let me give you a little hint. So the MREs y'all get snacks. Every time y'all get an MRE, put a snack to the side, because you only eat like, I don't know. You never know when you're going to eat. It ain't on no time schedule, so I'm going to tell y'all right now. You get an MRE, put some snacks, hide it in your foxhole so you can have something to snack on. Anyways, that's a tip. Y'all see I'm throwing tips in here and there because it's stuff that popping in my mind. Oh yeah, so our drill sergeants went hand. They're throwing like the simulated grenades at us, trying to scare us. That's when you had to do your password and response. I think that's what it's called. It's like when they have a saying. So say if I'm just like, man, I love pizza, and if someone is a part of your team, they'll know the response to say is like, yeah, I like it with bacon. But if you say, a car van comes up and you have a middle conversation, you're like, man, I like pizza, and they just be like, huh? That's when you know it's the enemy. You know what I'm saying? But if they were just like, yeah, I like it with bacon, all right, man, you can go through. Like, that's just, it's the password and challenge. That's what it's called. What else do you do? You learn the flashlight signal. So say if you have like your flashlight signal is 7. So if I see somebody coming towards me, I'm gonna turn my red light on and flash it 4 times. In their response, they have to flash it back to you 3 times. So in total, it's 7. It makes sense. Vice versa. If I did it 3 times, I gotta do it 4 times. Either way, if that makes sense. What else did I have to do? You just had to stay on your game, you know. And if you did go to sleep, you and your partner, you had a partner in your foxhole with you, y'all had to alternate. So if you slept, they would stay up in full security, and then y'all switch. Let me tell you right now, do not pick a partner just because y'all are cool. When you go to basic training and it's time to come to training, pick someone who you know that you can work with and y'all are giving a 50-50%. I'm gonna tell you right now. Oh, I'm sorry, I saw a bug. When I did my first FTX in basic training, I was partnered with this female. I'm not gonna say her name. I'm gonna say her name was Becky. I was partnered with Becky, and she didn't do sugar honey iced tea. Like, she didn't do nothing, and I was doing all the work by myself. And you don't want somebody that's going to be with you like that, because it's going to stress you out and you're going to wear yourself out, and then y'all ain't going to get nothing done. So I'm telling you right now, don't just pick somebody because y'all cool and y'all friends. You better pick somebody that you know is going to do the work that they're supposed to do, and then you can do the work you got to do, and y'all come together. That's fun. Yes. What else? I'm skipping around a lot because this was a year ago. Y'all forgive me. I'm trying to remember everything. And then that's when you're after your FTX, that's when you do your last ruck march. And your last ruck march can be anywhere from 10 to 12 miles. Boy, I was so, you're already tired from your FTX. Like, you were out in the heat. It was raining when we were there. You're just out already. You dirty. You got sand in places you did not even know that sand could go. And you're already aggravated. But then you got to do this 12-mile ruck march with a big old sack on your back, your weapon, your ACH, your boots. Everything is just soggy and sweaty and nasty. But you just know that this is literally the last training you have to do. Your 12-mile ruck march is the last thing you have to do. So, you do that, you know, that you stop every now and then. But once you make it, like, that is the best feeling you have in your life. They're over there playing music, you know, welcoming y'all back. That's when they do the rites of passage. Basically, right then, you're considered a soldier. Not really officially, because you still got to go to your AIT training, but you're a soldier then because you just finished all your required training as far as your basic training portion. Mind you, you just got back from your FTX, so you tired. Like, you really gotta stand at attention, go to parade rest. We had a girl that passed out. Like, you're just tired, but you have to go through this ceremony. So literally after that that FTX, you have 1 week left of basic training. At least for me, I did. And you still have to wake up for your PT in the morning, but at that point, it's more like you can do some training by yourself. Like, not really by yourself, it's just you're not really in a group. You break down either platoons, and y'all do training. You have to do PT that way, or y'all do individual PT like that. And then you have this huge fest in the DFAC where all your higher ups, they serve you dinner, you know, just it's your last, like the last supper kinda. That's a time where y'all just chilling, y'all connecting with your drill sergeants. Like, it's funny because they give you the time for you to like go up there and impersonate all your drill sergeants, and it's just funny. That's a good time. Like, I'm telling you right now, basic training is not all bad. It's really fun. Like, going through it sucks. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you. It's really like, it is a mind game. Basic training is a mind game. I might sound crazy, but if you tell yourself you can't, you really can. I swear, every day I was telling myself, okay, God, just please, like, help me. I can do this. I'm running that 2 miles. I'm out of breath. I'm on my last 2 laps. I can do this. I can do this. I'm singing songs in my head. I'm doing anything to get my mind off the pain that I'm feeling right now, because pain is temporary, but the outcome you get after it, that's for everything. You know what I'm saying? So basic training sucked, but looking back on it a year later, I'm just like, I had such a good time. I met so many people. I'm gonna tell y'all this. I can say right now, a lot of people I went to high school with, I don't still talk to. You know, we fell off. You know, we call each other best friends. Cool. I don't speak to them like that. But when you join the Army, you make friendships. You make friendships that are different. Like, some of the people I call my best friends, I met in the Army. And it's just a different type of relationship because you depend on each other in a different type of way. Like, you're depending on this person. If y'all go to Afghanistan, Iraq, Quebec, you're depending on them to have your back, and literally you have to depend on them with your life. So it's a different type of bond and relationship that you make in the Army, because you literally are putting your life in someone else's hands if it go down and something pop off. Now, as far as someone being a friend you met from school, oh, y'all just met each other from school and y'all hung out every day, y'all buddy, y'all cool, y'all friends. So the Army is just a really good experience altogether. It's just you meet some cool people. There's some people I thought I would never talk to if I was at school, and I met some weird people, y'all. I've met some weird people, but when you're in the Army, you're kind of forced to talk to them, and then you realize to look past their outside, and you're like, oh, you're kind of weird, but you're cool. So yeah, basic training was really fun. Like, I'm not gonna lie to you, it was fun. Like, I wouldn't want to do it again, but if I had to, I want to do it again with the people that I was with. There we go. But yeah, then you have your the last week too, you're preparing for your family day and your graduation, so you're going through the runaround of like the presentations y'all were gonna do. We walked out of some smoke, y'all. We was fancy. So on family day, it's just like, you know, your family comes hang out with you, whatever. I'm telling you right now, my parents could not find me, so they make you stand at parade rest until and your family member has to come find you. I swear, y'all, I was the last person standing in my platoon because my parents could not find me. So I'm over there about to cry because everybody's parents running up to them, hugging and screaming like, oh my God, my little Johnny. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm waiting for somebody to say my little Shania. Like, where? Ow, my neck just cracked. I'm just like, Ma, where you at? Then eventually she came and she was screaming and blah, blah, blah. The next day is graduation and I got to go home. If you can, y'all, go POV. That's private owned vehicle. But if you're going far away for AIT, then you're going to have to go GOV. But I went POV. But yeah, that's pretty much, that's my spiel on basic training. It is not all bad, y'all. It's really not. It is the best experience you will ever have in life to benefit yourself. So if you guys are not sure whether or not the Army's for you, don't feel free to comment. Y'all follow me on Snapchat, Instagram, DM me. You know, I will answer your questions. Let y'all know y'all have a great day, a blessed day, and I hope you guys enjoyed my videos as much as I enjoyed telling you guys. Bye.
Wow, wow, wow. Wow.